Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bu. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, Bu Wahyuni Fitria and my classmate Bu Armeida. Even though only you and I are in the class now, I hope this meeting will be useful. And I'm so sorry, Bu Wahyuni, Bu Fitria. I was trying to find the references for the second subject, the second topic of our discussion here, Bu Armeida, also about games and songs. Yeah. I couldn't find it in the article or what is it, PDF books that have been sent by Mr. Iwan. And then I moved to the next topic that I think I can take to actually. I must be responsible for the topic of games and music, but please allow me to present it next week or not next 2 weeks, I think. And I have just prepared our discussions about teaching English to young learners. It's about young learner listening and young learner speaking. I took from TESOL. Okay, this one. In their article, the title is Challenge in Teaching English to Young Learners, Global Perspectives and Local Realities, by Fiona Copeland, Sue Carlton, and Anne Burns from Aston University, Birmingham, England. Well, and first one, this article talks about challenge in teaching English to young learners. In that article, it is explained that one of the most complex of the policy decisions affecting your learners' classroom concerns pedagogy. The spread of English as a lingua franca has given rise to the belief that learners need to acquire communication skills rather than knowledge about English. I think, yes.
You need to share your like me yesterday. It is not moving the screen.
Okay, stop it first. Stop and start again.
Okay.
Okay, what about now?
Now it's fine.
Okay. Okay. That English communication. What is it? Communication skills. What is it? Rather than knowledge about English. This is what have been done by, like, take example like Bu Armeida, yeah. And I like teaching like this, different from our national curriculum, in where we give more knowledge and general knowledge in English context, in English text, but we ignore their communication skill sometimes, I think. And as a result, recent young learner curricula have emphasized communicative competence. In East Asia, this has often led to the introduction of some form of communicative language teaching, or CLT, communicative language teaching, or task-based learning and teaching. For example, in South Korea, according to the article from An, and then from Hong Kong, Charles, and Thailand. Okay. Okay. Next, children as language learners. Another potential challenge for teachers concerns the level of English they require. Teachers' low proficiency levels or their lack of confidence in their ability is consistently identified in the literature. Many teachers believe that CLT demands particular classroom procedures, such as teaching in the target language, which causes anxiety and leads to teachers questioning their competence, particularly their speaking and listening skills. Okay. Here, some teachers use target language, yeah, in teaching, but it makes students anxious to come with the discussion in class. And then what we have to do as teachers, is encourage children to speak. The most common comments were about getting children to speak. For example, making them speak and persuade them that speaking English is something they are able to do. It could be that many children are reluctant to speak in front of the classmates, particularly in the foreign language, as it can be extremely pace threatening. And then recent research is critical of the target language only approach, suggesting it does not represent the multilingual realities of many children. Like see, for example, Chris and Blake, and that the students' first language can play a strong pedagogic role in teaching the target language. For example, in our Indonesia, or let me say in my school, we explain in Bahasa, and that is our first language in teaching English. There is also much criticism of their view that learners should aim for native speaker like production. Yeah. Next, nevertheless, both position seems to be prevalent among a number of survey respondents and the 5 classes we observed, where very little first language was used, even when the teacher's English was not strong. Okay, I think that's all for the okay, for the beginning of discussion. I like if we have discussion, maybe Bu Armeida or Pak Abu Kahar, we have questions or comment for the topic. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, Pak Mahmud, would you please show us the second bottom of the presentation, the second last. Encourage the children to speak. Yeah, thank you, Pak Mahmud. Okay, I think I just want to ask your experience telling the kids to speak. I know we have the same problem because our students scared to speak. It is extremely face threatening here. But for with your experience, Pak Mahmud, how would you ask your student to try to speak even a very simple sentence? Maybe not inside the classroom, maybe outside the classroom, because inside the classroom they tend to follow the instruction, right? But what about if it is outside the classroom? Can they speak?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. In the classroom, we have instructions for each lesson, yeah? So they can speak based on the format, but they could only memorize today, but the next day they forget it. And outside the classroom, I usually use daily daily talks, daily greetings to encourage them to speak. I just in the morning when I meet my students, I said good morning, how are you? And then some students responded in English too. Some students only silent, and then
Yeah.
some others, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think the problem in our country is the same. Yeah, language English was it learn, but little students, few students only use it by when speaking. They our students spend years from here, but and also in the city, some not only some, but almost all elementary school have implemented English as mata lokal, ya. They spend at least 3 years in SMP and maybe 3 years in, but they are still passive because of most of them they don't use English as a daily talk. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we have to overcome this problem, right, Mr. Mahmud? Because it's not Indonesia is not the only country that have English as a foreign language. Some country, for example, my experience when I was teaching in Middle East, yeah, but I was teaching adults in Middle East. They are around 19 to 20 years old, and everybody speak English very well because they just finished their high school. So I wonder why we cannot do that. So I think yes, we have to find out the way. They can speak English after high school. Almost everyone.
Yes.
Mm.
After 3 years learning.
Yeah, I think secondary also. Secondary they have the English lesson. I don't know about primary, but for sure secondary and high school. But so that is the same thing, right? In our education system, they learn English from secondary and then high school. But how come the outcome is different? You see, Indonesian student and I was working in Muscat, so it's Omani student. They have different outcome because they speak Arabic, right? They speak Arabic every day, yeah, but they speak English too.
In Middle East, in which country did you
Oman, Oman, Pak Mahmud. I was living in Oman for almost 5 years. Yeah, I live in the capital, Muscat.
Okay, maybe Pak Abdul Kahar.
Yeah, Abdul Kahar, if you want to add something or if you want to share something. Ibu Ria is a little bit busy at the moment.
What is the title of our discussion today?
Speaking and listening for young learners.
Yeah. It's really interesting, Mahmud. But I was late. No, as Kak may say, lekat-lekat ini, nyendat-nyendat ini.
Itu. We record, Abdul Kahar, we record this conversation, so be aware.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Yeah. This is the big questions for me too, for Kak Arme and Pak Mahmud too, maybe. Actually, Indonesian people has been studying English for about 6 years, right? Every students from junior and then senior high school. But depend on Pak Mahmud, I just want to ask you, Pak Mahmud, what do you think about this problem? What is the problem actually? If we think about method and technical teaching, all of us as an English teacher, we always try to struggle to give the best method to our students actually. But when we get the outcome, the goals, we still, unsatisfied with the goals, because 6 years, it's still less for our student to study English. Actually, 6 years is enough. So what is the big problem actually, Pak Mahmud? Maybe you can give a suggestion. It's not only about speaking, but also grammatical and everything else.
About the problem, yeah. Thank you. Wait.
It's okay, Pak Mahmud, it's okay.
Okay. But before I answer, maybe Bu Armeida
Yeah.
idea for this.
Oh, what is problem? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, to be honest. As Abdul Kahar said, we have learned 6 years English in our formal school, right? But then when we finish our high school, we still cannot speak English, right?
Yes.
Actually, Abdul Kahar, when I finished my high school, I can speak English, but because I like that language, Okay, so when I moved to Jakarta for my higher education and my lecturers speak English all the time, I can understand. But you are right, I cannot produce. It's just like passive. You can listen and you understand, but you cannot reply back. That is the problem. So I think the problem here actually is practice. We don't have a lot of practice. We don't have a place to practice. And then we have to break this phenomena. Yeah, when you try to speak English, then your friend will take a joke, like, you don't have to say that, you are very, like a show off, you see.
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that. I think that's also one of the problem, because they still think English as a foreign language, which is correct in the terminology that Indonesian using English as a foreign language. But looking at the globalization now, I don't think English is a foreign language anymore. We have to make English as our second language to compete. You see, because and those kids doesn't know yet. They don't know yet that we have to compete with foreigner now. But I think we can start. Yeah, that is what I told my student. But yes, I don't tell my student who are under 12 years old. But when they are in secondary, 12, 13, like that, I said, you need this language. Maybe you don't think so now, but I can assure you that you will need this language. That is what I tell them. Yeah. So back to your question, I think the problem here, we don't have place and we don't have opportunity to use the language, Abdul Kahar. I think that's the problem.
It's okay. Thank you, Karmi.
Okay, thank you, Bu Armeida, yeah, for your opinions. And I fully agree with that. And one more different from our neighbor country like Malaysia, English is the second language, right?
Yeah.
Different from Indonesia, English is
second.
In Malaysia and Singapore, English is the second language, and in Indonesia, English is foreign language. That means in the formal situations in Malaysia, they can talk, they can speak English. Different from Indonesia. Yeah. And one more thing is when we listen to Malayan people speaking, they mix it. They mix by they talk with somewhat in English, somewhat in Malay. Like they say, I suka sama you, something like that. And it is we seldom hear in Indonesia. And our students spend long time to learn, yeah, but only to learn, but less practice. Like 6 years in elementary school, 3 years in junior high school. But in the school, many school have not specific program, different from your boarding school. You have English day, yeah, English day or Arabic days, where the students speak English and Arabic. But in formal school, we cannot implement it because according to our rule, that is Bahasa Indonesia is bahasa pengantar in our education. Thank you, Pak Bukhara.
Yeah, Malaysia and Singapore and also India, Abdul Kahar and Pak Mahmud, they said if you go to school, that is definitely you speak English, because English as a second language. And in India specifically, that what I know. I don't know about Malaysia and Singapore. In India, English is a formal language. You know, in India, same like Indonesia, they have Urdu or Hindi as a national language, but they also have their hometown language. Like us, we have Indonesia, but we have Javanese, Padangese, we have Bali language, yeah, same thing. But if you go to school, you have to speak English because the school convey the lesson in English. Yeah, no matter how old and what grade you are, they will convey the lesson in English. And also for the meetings, a formal meeting, they will speak in English. They don't speak in their language, in Hindi, but in English. But in Indonesia, no, right? We always speak English. Indonesia, never English. And that is different. Okay. Oh, we have 6 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Carme and Pak Mahmud, for your explanations. Yeah, I do agree too for Carme explanations. And this nice discussion, I think, about the language. As Pak Mahmud said to Malaysia is the second language of Malaysia is English. They can, why we can't? Yeah, like that. And I always say to my students, is it true or not? In Asia, actually, Indonesian people has the best tongue on imitated English. Is it true or not, Carme?
I don't know about Indonesia, but my teacher trainer when I was abroad, he said,
yeah,
Arabic people have the best.
Arabic.
Yes, because in Arabic, what do you call that? Alphabet. It is a complex sounds, right? But
yeah.
they are not good in grammar. They are not good in writing. They are not good in writing, but they're good in speaking. Well, we can understand, right? Because Arabic writing is totally different than in English alphabet. But the worst one is Chinese. That's what he said. Because
yeah,
Chinese,
the worst one is Chinese.
they can write better, you know. They can write very well, but they cannot speak because the pronunciation is very different. That is what.
Yeah.
So I think Indonesia is competition.
We still better than Chinese, than Malay,
Well,
moreover Indian.
Because also our language is a lot of our words adopted from Arabic, right?
Yeah.
That's why. So I think one of the benefit of that we can pronounce the word clearer than others.
Yeah, that's it.
Even though with the dialect, you know, I have a friend from Java. Her English is perfect. Her grammar is perfect, but her intonation is very Javanese. He's from Malang, but it's very nice.
Tepel.
Yeah, very nice to hear her talking.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Ibu Ria still here? Ibu Ria.
oh my God.
Okay.
It's been recorded, right?
It is recorded. It is recorded.
Yeah.
And we have 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, before Ibu Ria responds, I think we need to come back again, yeah? And then we have to close with Ibu Ria.
Or you can send our recording to
Just like that? Okay.
Live.
All right, I will do that. Ibu Ria is gone. I mean, disappeared. Okay, I think I will stop the recording now. Thank you very much, Pak Mahmud and Abdul Kahar, and hopefully to see you again soon. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Julia is calling.
Oh.